What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the RHP show. Best place to be on Friday night. I am going to be hosting. I am not Eric, but I am close. I am the close host. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. We got special guest old Scott Rod with us there.
Hey, yo.
And we got Gort down below.
Hey.
So we're going to pop in with some Yo Joe June talk, and then we're going to say, you know what? This toy looks stupid. And we're going to tell you our thoughts on things and make fun of things. You can agree, you can disagree. You're probably wrong either way. So that's the plan. Scott, how's things going?
Good, man. New job is a cakewalk. Super nice to be relaxed and chill and not have work issues to plague you. So, yeah, I'm in a good space.
Nice.
Good space.
Gort?
Let's see. I forget what I elaborated on with my furniture situation last time, but I have seemingly so far got that straightened out. I had a table where the legs didn't slot in on the bottom, like they just didn't fit in. So I got a replacement. Now it's good. Table set up. Then we had the chair situation. I sat in a chair. It broke. If you know me, you know why that's ridiculous.
90 pounds of man right there.
Yeah, no. But I got
85 on a good day.
Should have a refund on that. So yeah, looking sorted.
Well, I
just
can
gotta get them picked up next week.
I'll send you the link of the chairs I got in 2008. They held Fat Joe up, so I know they'll hold you up. We still got them.
Yeah, I'm interested in your chairs. Please send me.
I will.
Send Gort all your chair suggestions, please.
Yeah. You know what? I'll just order them on Walmart, and they'll just show up at your house.
Walmart outperforming Ashley Furniture in the
great choice.
Chair business.
Yeah, better homes. Sweet. All right, we ready to hop into this?
Hippity hop, hippity hippity.
Hip hop hip. Yeah. All right, Gort. Hit the slides of what we got.
Oh, we're skipping June? Yo Joe June?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't have pictures for that one.
Oh, okay.
No, you'll have to find your own pictures for that.
Yo Joe June.
It was so exciting. They showed us a couple new things, and then a bunch of stuff we already knew about.
Why not Yo Joe July? Why is it June?
Because that's what comes first. I don't know.
Why not January? We're just taking J's.
I don't know. Actually, not 100% where it comes from. I'm not going to make up an answer. But it was nice to see some of the pre-orders finally popping up for things that we did know were coming. I only went in on that MMS, and part of it is I want the Colonel Hawk figure. Like that's definitely what I'm after. But then you have Slice and Dice pop up, and I know so many people are excited for that. And the rest of Ninja Force that has yet to be revealed.
Ninja Force. So isn't there another one that EE is trying to put together? Or is that actually those are Marvel, aren't they? Some kind of X-Force or something?
X-Force.
Like okay.
Yeah, he's definitely not doing Ninja Force.
Yeah.
They're just brightly colored ninjas. And
I can totally picture EE on the floor playing.
I'll be fair and say they did justice. Where we're going to be talking about design and things later. If you took two of the silliest looking characters from the original G.I. Joe toy line, you definitely gave them a good upgrade, and they look presentable now. But they're still stupid to me. Not something I need.
Is one of them the one that comes with all the samurai armor?
No, different character.
He's not a part of the Ninja Force?
No.
All that
Samurai Force.
Yeah,
Clearly,
exactly.
Scott.
You already answered your own question.
Yeah. The guy in the samurai armor is the ninja? No.
The samurai armor is just a disguise.
Yeah, it's a what's the word? Smoke screen there. It's gonna throw you off.
Yeah.
No, smoke screen's a different character.
No, you're talking about Budo. I'm not personally excited for that one. Um, yeah, I look forward to seeing more images of the Ostriker, and I like that we did get
Yeah.
information about that one. The roll cage is going to be able to come off of there with like the gun seat and all that. So that's definitely nice. And they mentioned something about creating better tires, like a new and improved way to make big rubber tires based on how RC cars do it, I guess. I didn't think there was a problem with their tires to begin with, me personally, but
Yeah, I don't remember seeing anyone cry about it.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Gridiron makes replacement tires, but it seemed more about the rims, not the tire.
You know,
You can definitely feel the upgrade on that rubber.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, really, what else was it? Like we had a tease for the HasLab, and with like them talking about it being cold and bit of
Didn't they have
snowflake.
some snow on the
Yeah,
screen?
yeah. If it's not the Snowcat, I'll be surprised.
you know.
I
Well,
feel
what
like
about
all
the
kinds of things could
Avalanche?
happen. No, you gotta do the proper vehicle. You gotta do the one people want.
Hmm. And there's what is it? It's the starts with a D.
Are you talking about the Dominator?
Devastate Dominator. Yeah, yeah.
That's like a later in the line type of vehicle. I don't think would be that either.
No,
Oh, we got one
probably
right
not.
now in the nightstand. It works great.
Hold on.
There you go. Yeah. You did EE justice there. That's a good job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find the something in our chat that we talked about. So I am working for this. I just gotta find it. But yeah, stay here.
And I see what Esteban had put in there.
Ah, there it is. I found it.
Got the Iron Grenadier Sentry, the Outpost, and then the Desert Scorpion with a Scorpion. So yeah, I'm always curious to see what they're going to do with the animals. Like that's one of my favorite parts in the whole classified line.
Yeah,
I'm
Like, I
buying a
remember.
Snake Eyes just to get a polar bear.
I remember when we were talking about like when we had. That was last year, maybe early this year. I think it was last year when we did like our unboxing live stuff, and I unboxed that Snake Eyes with Timberwolf, and that wolf blew me like that. I like the wolf more than I like Snake Eyes. It was just a really cool figure. You know, so
Yeah.
But yeah, what else did we have here? We had we talked about Slice and Dice. We talked about was it Budo?
We had a Sergeant Slaughter. A lot of people seem
Yep,
displeased
Tupac.
with, and you're buying him just to get Mercer,
Mm-hmm.
so you can get your Renegade set.
Yeah,
Last two members will be coming in a 2-pack after that,
yeah.
yet to be revealed.
I don't like. I like the face sculpt. I think Sergeant Slaughter looks fine.
Yeah,
The
think figure
camo
looks good.
seems the camo seems Desert Storm, not something you see him in the '80s. But like with Mercer, like I don't know, like something about like that hairdo and the gritting face. I don't know, not
Yeah.
feeling that.
Yeah, it's ultimately based on it was a like a club exclusive from 2006. Him and the Renegades in
Mm.
these like desert coloration. But right now it's just Slaughter coming that way, and the other three will be in their normal deco.
For now, because you know what they're going. I mean,
Oh yeah, they'll
I
get
mean,
to that
they do this
eventually.
with Transformers. You see this crap. You're going to get
Yeah.
this Slaughter and this guy, and then next year you're going to get Mercer and his desert camo, and then you're going to get someone else in regular something.
I mean, much like with the Rattler, not the Rattler, the Dragonfly, getting the crazy legs and Ripcord in the
Yeah.
Knife Wolf colors. So you're
Mhm.
getting them in, I guess, the pre-paint
Yeah,
of
yeah.
what was an inevitable repaint.
I'm looking forward to Crazy Legs in regular. Again, I don't know why. I just like that character. I like the name. I like his G1 aesthetic.
Yeah.
So, But yeah, so and then we got that. Anything else we want to talk about Slaughter and Mercer?
Nah,
All right. Anything else you want to hit up on the MMS and Hawk?
I don't know.
So
Looks
like I
cool.
think like Hawk looks too young to me.
Uh, I mean, this is supposed to be earlier in his career to begin with, but he is also, as you might point out, he is supposed to be older to
Yeah.
start with. Yes.
Yeah. I feel like it is a certain way in my head, and like I get this is earlier in his career, and I know you know you want them all to kind of like if you can save money by making them all look similar, kind of like with Motu stuff, then I get that. But on the flip side, I think and let's be realistic, this is stuff is aimed more at us than current age people that are buying these things.
Current aged people? I'm current age.
Uh, are you though? You know what I mean? Like the
younger
kids,
generation.
early teens kind of thing,
Okay.
Um, and like again, I think it's marketed towards us. Then give him that age. That would make sense, or an alternate head where he's because you can't tell based on the body, but you can certainly tell in the face. So just two heads. You know,
Yeah.
I think that'd be appropriate because I mean you don't really look at him and go like, oh, he doesn't have old man hands, but he's got an old face, an old person head on. You're not going to notice that, but yeah, give him some gray. Give him some reading glasses, something like that.
There's also the anniversary police officer without a canine.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good extra for that one.
Yeah, so with that one, I think it looks fine. I think if you got people that want to army build that, or get a handful of them, and then you put them in your diorama with a police line or something like that. I don't know too many cops that carry flare guns, but other than that, I think most of the weapons are kind of on point. Other than the flare gun and the rifle probably look a little much, but
yeah, it's gonna get like I don't know what is it like 6-7 of those police officers and then get a roadblock, and I was gonna work on a Rodney King dio.
Oh Jesus! All right, folks. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the show.
It's time for the next segment.
Oh my God. Oh, the opinions of guest people on this show does not represent the opinions of the realm of collectors or the other people on the show.
You can't say too soon, man, because I mean, come on.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah,
I'd say George Floyd. Of course, I'd only need one.
Just stop.
Get out of here.
Stop.
All right. So
anyway, but so all right, we got the police officer. I think overall, if you want to army build with that, I think it looks fine. Like I think we talked about in our chat, like people putting them in for like Marvel Legends dios or whatever else, like, or if you're just in the cop stuff, that's cool. And isn't there a firefighter coming or a firefighter's out, something like that?
Just the handcuffs.
What?
You said if you're into the cop stuff, I said just the handcuffs.
Okay. Okay. Jesus. Gord, I'm glad you're here. Gord. But anyway, isn't there a firefighter coming or something like that?
Yeah, there was one on the way. I don't know if it came out yet.
But I mean, I think you can. Again, I think it's cool that they're putting this out. It's a smart move because you can make something like this that people can army build, put them in things and do stuff like that with them.
Well, we had the point made that Marvel Legends collectors, for example, everybody had been asking for things like this. Like your firefighter, your police officer, things that they can use for their dioramas, like and fill it in. They don't have to be customizing it or any of that. And that's definitely going to boost the sales for this. Among any other kind of collector that wants to do the same thing. Yeah. Just 12 scale.
So, and then we also got an
diorama
update.
Idea was not so bad, was it?
We got an update for the SDCC exclusive set of the Cold Slither. I think it looks kind of cool. Like this wasn't something
Oh
I was
yeah,
into as a kid
I'm
or
in on
whatever. But
that.
I think it looks cool. You know.
Isn't there a band called Cold Slither?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's the in universe band.
Uh,
Cobra makes a rock band, and then they're trying to control the the crowd with subliminal messages in the songs.
Yeah.
wow.
I do believe we have a friend who's got an album out with that titled. But let's see
A
here.
couple of them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cobra Law Records.
Yeah. Yeah. Check them out. Spotify. I think. Yeah. Spotify, YouTube, Bandcamp. Um, let's see. Going back to the MMS, like I think it's fine, but I'm just a little bit. It's too much of a. It looks like to me a one for one repaint. Um,
Well,
the Cobra one, which again I get, they're saving money, blah blah blah. I
I
understand.
mean, to be fair, this is the original. This is the OG. The
Yeah.
black one was the. That's basically the pre-paint.
So in that case, then I still think there should be like some differences enough to be noticeable. To me, there's not enough. Whether you want to start with the pre paint or you want to start with this one, and if you're going to give me things that look similar, then I'd like for them to look like at least enough differences. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I hear you. I could have
So
changed up the rockets or something, I suppose.
it's too much red glare. So, but I think that's it. I think the All Striker looks good, dude.
Yeah.
I am excited about that. I've got the G1 downstairs in my stuff. Um, I love the fact that he comes with a coffee mug with a handle. I don't know why that's cool to me, but that's cool. You know,
It's the little things that count.
it
Yeah.
is. It really is. You know, um, but other than that, I think. Does anyone else got thoughts or ideas on this Yojo June so far?
Um, I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking forward to what other stuff they might be revealing. We have like name only reveals that we haven't seen yet, but I'm curious of what they might just drop on us out of nowhere. Like it was just kept quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely again, I'm enjoying the GI Joe line. It's also a line that I can pick and choose from. Like I don't have the space, you know, like EE sold his vehicles. I'd love to went and bought them, but I just don't have the space for those things. I think they look good, but
Yeah.
I'm okay. And I'm okay. And the thing is, like, there's no FOMO really.
Did you get rid of his tank too?
I think he got rid of. I think he got rid of everything. And
I think he just kept the smaller stuff.
yeah, and I think even when the Rattler comes in, I think he's looking to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So, but
That stuff takes up space.
yeah, I never I knew that those things were big, but until we went to Chan and JD's last year, like I did not realize how big the Dragonfly was or how big the His tank was. I knew again big, but seeing them in person and then just seeing them online, even to scale, like they're like, oh, here's a whatever for scale.
Mm-hmm.
It's still mind blowing just how big they were. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping the line does well. I'm hoping it continues, and I'm just kind of still enjoying cherry picking what I want. So, and it's a line you can do that with.
I have definitely cherry picked the Joes that I want for sure.
You can cherry pick this, Joe. So, all right. Well, with that being said, if nothing else good for the calls, Gort, now we can bring up the slides.
Yeah. All right. So starting with the one that actually spawned the idea.
Yep.
The thing.
Yep.
The thing and the Fantastic Four. And I forget if it was you and Wolfie or just one of you, but were you buying the set of these guys?
No, I wouldn't buy the set.
And Wolfie was doing the set, right?
I was just thinking about maybe it's one of those things where like I just want to get the Human Torch, but I also feel like you can't just get him by himself. You know what I mean? So
What don't you like about the thing?
it looks like that he has a giant turd across his brow. Tell you the same thing when I first saw the image because I was like, we were talking. I was like, it just looked like I don't like. I know that's iconic to the character is the brow,
Mm-hmm.
but in this image, the brow looks like a darker brown, and the way it's just laid across there is like he just took part of some German Scheiser film or something like that. And he's smiling, so he clearly liked it. But I don't know why. I think that is something that looks stupid.
Just can't get over that eyebrow, huh?
No, well, I mean,
The unibrow.
look at his body. Where else do you see anything that's Cliff like that? You know, not even
He's got some pants on, so I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like, because to me, like that's an iconic part of his design.
Mhm.
It's like Superman without the cape. If were to take it away, it wouldn't look right.
It's like putting regular eyes on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
What?
googly eyes.
Well, funny you say that. That's been done, and it does look terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, like, I'd be okay with Superman with no cape, But this, I think it looks stupid.
Now, for me, this whole set of figures, and let me swap over to Sue because I think that just at a glance, anyway, she has the most classic looking suit of all of them.
Agreed.
With the boots, the gloves, and then like the big white collar and across the like the shoulders, right? And she comes out looking okay, and then you get Johnny, and it's like, okay, now he's got weird white stripes, and then they end at his elbow. They don't even go all the way down the full sleeve. I don't like that.
He just looks like a doof.
Reed doesn't have like it's like they put the design there, but it's not that they didn't paint it. It's that's not what it fucking looks like. So yeah, I get that they're all wearing blue, and I get that they all have white gloves, white belt. They got the number fucking 4. But I think they look stupid. Like, I don't like that they're not like fully uniform. They have different design cues. Who the fuck is this? Like, what is this? I'm not.
They did their best.
That's
the only thing I can say is they did their best.
No,
I don't like it.
All I can. What's his name? Pedro
Pascal.
Yeah.
All I can say is they captured his hair perfectly.
On the chin or on his head?
Yeah,
on the head.
Definitely not the chin.
Yeah, and the thing is though, like I get the whole purpose of making figures that look like the actors that play them is very very integral to the marketing and all that. But like when they it's like that's the Wish version, Temu version of Pedro Pascal. That it's like you can tell it's him, but it's not him.
That head sculpt's not great for sure. But interestingly enough, can you go back to those slides? And go to Sue and Johnny?
Yeah. Oh, I think I missed Johnny there.
There is a design feature that is consistent between the two.
What's that?
They have nowhere near the comic bodies. Like there's no heroic proportions here.
Oh no. That's pretty much all the movie figures though.
And and I mean Sue just got that woke body.
But like same thing here with him.
Yeah, I mean even he looks actually a little more square chested than Johnny does.
True, but he looks like a bunch of rounded rectangles put together. Like look at his thighs, like below the cut. Like only thing you did was shave off the corners of a rectangle there. He looked like I didn't notice this till you pointed out, but he looks very boxy.
Yeah, I mean he looks he's got a little bit more heroic portions than Johnny does.
But that general shape you do see on a lot of the action figures, and part of it is an articulation thing. Like say on the hips, like what you're saying. Like I get it, but it has to be that way to like without making his hips too wide. It has to be that way so that you can still move them and.
You don't have to defend them. You're not on their payroll.
Well, they're definitely. I
want to be fair. I'm going to shit on things, but I want to be fair.
They're definitely trying for that female audience though. Because they're rocking that thigh gap that all the females want nowadays.
Go back to Johnny real quick.
Yeah.
Something about this whole thing, like I'm assuming this is an image of the actual toy. This is not a digital render, correct?
Yes.
Okay, whether it's final or whether it's test shot, I don't know, but like the thighs look out of place. Look at the cuts, like it looks uneven, like the thighs are sticking out. I don't know if that's supposed to be part of the design of the suit, the way he's standing. His again, it goes back to the thighs and the calves don't match the upper body. Like I feel like if you were to cut him in half, right below the belt where
Well,
that crease line is,
if you're like, because like look at his like the line work on the thighs there, you could see that it's on the upper part of the leg there in the hip.
Yep.
But it's very soft.
mm-hmm.
It's probably a different material than the rest of the leg, and the details not showing, and it, to me that is off-putting. I think the general design of these is relatively off-putting.
Yeah, I just like I feel like what I was
It's less
saying.
the toy, it's what they're putting in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't like. I don't like. Again, I don't know how much this looks like the guy that actually plays Johnny. I've seen the trailer once weeks ago. I am going to go see this movie because I do like the Fantastic Four. But this figure looks just no. Best way I can say it. I think Sue's the best looking one out of the group. Now the Johnny Flame On version, where it's got that iconic, like he's midair, his feet are kind of bent at the knee and pulled up a little bit, and he's turned at the waist. Like I think that's like an iconic Human Torch look.
I mean, I think all that really helps Sue is that she has the most classic looking design, but I don't know. I don't look at the weird banding on her, like on her shins there. I don't know.
All right, hold on real quick.
Pockets above her knees. What the fuck is that?
Hold on. Is the quote unquote fabric at her crotch bunched?
Yes.
What the fuck? I mean, what is that supposed to be? Is there
accuracy?
What is her snapper eating her uniform? What the hell's up with that?
Look, they were concerned with these wrinkles, but they couldn't make fucking Pedro's face look like the actor. They've been doing digital scanning for like 15, 20 years, and they can't make things look like actors. I think that's, to me, the biggest shock.
Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know about that. Like that bunching there seems a little weird.
So I want to move it along.
Yes, let's move along.
Yeah. So I'm going to show a design that I love, but I definitely recognize, like, what the hell were they thinking?
God, that movie.
This is a Goomba from the Super Mario Brother movie in the 90s. Does not look like a little mushroom. Doesn't look like a turtle either. Doesn't have a shell.
No, but you know
nothing.
What?
Looks like
he's happy to be here.
Yeah, and he's ready to play that little harmonica.
That's kind of freaky.
It's even stranger that not only is it a Goomba, but it's also Toad. Extra double fuck up. But I do love that Mario Brother movie.
Well, hey, you know what you can take away from that right there?
Yeah.
You know what Toad's O face looks like.
You know what it almost looks like? Looks like a Ninja Turtle.
It is my turn to take up the EE mantle there.
It does look like it would belong in the EE universe. Good God, the Ninja Turtle universe, doesn't it? God, I don't know if I want to go to the EE universe.
And you know what? We'll take it a step further. Maybe somebody saw this picture and they got the wrong idea, because then we got this movie with what I think are some of the worst turtle designs that ever happened.
Really?
Yeah,
I like the turtle designs here.
Terrible.
I don't know.
I don't think that the movie, the first movie was look, it was relatively watchable. It's not a very good movie. The second movie's worse, but the designs, I don't like the designs.
Yeah,
not one bit.
The human teeth there bother me.
I mean, it's
weird.
It's quite less horrific than the last one we looked at.
No, because I feel like that fits that character.
See, I love these designs. I thought they looked really cool.
No. See, they don't look like Ninja Turtles to me. They just,
when 3-0 came out with their figures for these, it was the first time I was actually tempted. buy Ninja Turtles toys because I thought they just look cool.
Like I think they look cool in their own right. Okay, but like to me, their
Do you not
shells look
think
like
that
backwards.
live action turtles, because that's what this is, like, well, how else would you do live action turtles and make it look halfway
I don't know.
decent?
Jim Henson crushed it, man.
Jim Henson. I
Rest
mean,
his soul, dude.
basically,
We need
they
him back.
looked like the cartoon, which wasn't realistic at all.
Well, I mean, you could say a mix
I
of the
mean, here we are
cartoon and
talking about
comic at the time
realism
there.
with life size adult turtles, but one can
I don't
only
know.
suspend disbelief for.
Yeah.
Like, look, like you put like the scaly textures and stuff on the skin. Like, I get it. Like that to me makes it look more realistic. But the shape of them, the design of them, like I don't know, their faces, fuck all that. I think that's a big ball drop.
So here's a question: do you think all the turtles were the same species? Were they all
It
Eastern
depends
box
on
turtles?
the fiction. It's been different in different places,
So,
but
like in
I
some
I,
fiction,
I like it that they're the same.
it would make sense because I'm assuming they came from a pet
They
store,
supposed to be brothers.
you know,
Yeah.
and they should all be the same kind of turtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't join you there. I like these designs.
Scott, you're a Bayformer apologist.
Yeah, well,
So you posted this one up. Tell me about this, Joe.
Okay. Honestly, just look at the dude. Okay. Now, granted, I know this was Shira. I know that.
This is actually Bo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you did there. You're so funny. So anyway, but yeah, but I know it's from Shira. I know Shira was, the ladies department of Mattel's version of He-Man that they were trying to then incorporate into, and because I mean there were a lot of female, little girls that watched He-Man. So I get that there's this. I think it was, what was it, 35% supposedly, somewhere around there. So I
it's
get, hey, let's do this and we can make some more money off of it. Cool. You know,
it's
I
like
get
they
that.
sat down the artists and said, "Listen, we need He-Man, but more gay."
And this is what you got. I mean,
this is what you got.
let's be honest. I mean, he's just not oiled up, but like he's got a little horse head on his bow, and he's got a little heart on his arrow, and he's got a little heart on his chest, and like you should have seen some of the fanfic images I had to look at when I pulled this image. When I typed in his name into Google and went under images, there's a lot of fan fiction out there involving this dude and someone else.
And He-Man?
No, just some other random dude.
Oh, just Joe Schmo. Okay.
Can we not? Well, whoever. But
Hey, so long as it's not Joe S, just Joe Schmo.
Joe Man. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, so we're all good here. But anyway, point being, I mean, just look at him.
No, you're right. You're right.
It just looks stupid. He's got a red cape. He's got a red hair. He's got a brown mustache for some reason. You know.
Yeah. Point taken. It's
I just think it's a little much. I mean.
Is this jumping the shark?
This is jumping the shark.
That's something. I don't know if it's jumping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not well thought out. That one.
All right, I'll pull up this one.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
In reference to the last pick, there's this place. I think this is where they got when I was a kid. The place is still there. It's called South of the Border. It's on Interstate 95. Once you get out of North Carolina, I guess into South Carolina. And what it was, they had, and ironically enough, we're looking at this, a Native American figure and then also like a cowboy figure, like pulling, like they're ceramic, right? They're pot holders, but they're pulling open their pants, and that's where the cactus was planted. So not a toy, but very similar of like, who's going to buy this? The answer would be my parents.
Of course.
We had 3 of those. Anyway, Spirit, continue.
Well, I'm pulling him up because look, Native American character, he's, retaining some of his cultural dressings there, in military uniform, I suppose. Whatever to all that. Like, I'm cool with all that. But he has a rifle that shoots arrows. That's fucking stupid.
Is that what that is?
Yeah. It's like you're taking the concept a little too far into just stupid land.
They don't have hearts on the end of them, do they?
No, probably not. You didn't find pictures of him and Bo, did you?
No.
Okay,
No.
then definitely no.
No. Other Motu fiction.
At least he didn't come
Or
with a
Motu
string on the back. He pulled and he was like, "Hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah, yeah."
Did he even do that in a show?
I don't know.
I would probably prefer that. I don't know. This gun.
It's a little too on the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scott, tell me.
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about trash toy designs, like Armada is rife with trash toy designs because they sacrifice so much for the gimmick. And so here's a great example of like, in order to facilitate the rear axle coming up and spinning and coming out, they effectively had to make his whole upper body static and bulky above the shoulders, and it just looks like trash. All for a gimmick. So, yeah, that's and you can pick practically any Armada toy, and you're going to have the same issues. So,
sorry, wife popped in.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate too that you have like a play feature take over what otherwise could have been just your average, reasonable figure.
Yeah.
Like of quality.
I like the mini-con aspect of that. Like back when this came out, which would have been what, 2001, 2, 3, somewhere around there.
I think yeah, something around there. Like I think Armada was maybe 2004. Let me look at that.
I got it right here. I'm on it. Point being is like when this came out, like I was back into Transformers, and I was enjoying what I was looking for, or what I was getting for the most part.
No, 2002. You're right. August 23rd, 2002.
Yeah. So so at that point, I was 21 years old. I was in college. I had some disposable income, so I remember getting these, and I really enjoyed the mini cons. Like I remember getting the multi packs. I just thought they were really, really cool. I don't know if it's because they reminded me of like G1 Micromasters, because I really enjoyed that line, because like I felt like I was part of that line, like with the bases and everything. Like as a kid, like I remember laying on the floor playing with them like I was in the scene. So I don't know if it was that kind of nostalgia kicking in with it, but like I did like the idea, the concept, in the show of, hey, the big bots get the mini cons, that unlocks another power, or gives them an upgrade, whatever, and like I really enjoyed that. But yeah, the fact that you had problems because of that gimmick or whatever, whatever it activated, it had to be built, like you had to build up essentially the bot around that.
Yeah, was it Armada Demolisher? Was another slave to the.
Oh, dude, that was a brick that you just essentially set right up.
Yeah.
Like it didn't, like its toes were into, like, or the front of its feet were individual, but the, like, from what would be the quote, I guess the chest to the bottom of the feet were with one big piece, right?
Yeah, it was just dumb.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on here. Crud. Okay.
You're looking for a picture?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a robot picture of him. Give me 1 second.
All right. While you're doing that, I'll pull this one up. Scott.
Yeah. So if you remember the toy, what was Marvel Legends before Hasbro took it over, it was Toy Biz, right? And they did a lot of things that like were really great, but the first couple of waves of these figures, to me, just were like, I get it that you're trying to have a stylized comic looking thing, but dude, the cuffs on those on both the legs and the gloves as well as the traps on these figures were just out of control. And for me, it just made them look doofy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of space there for the way the articulation is supposed to be functioning too, and it's just giant gaps instead.
Yeah,
doesn't really work.
Yeah, the collar gets me. It's like he found that collar on a jacket in Dracula's castle and decided, I'm taking this and adding it to my costume.
Yeah, if it were meant to be a collar, it's literally meant to be his traps.
Yeah. It just.
But it looks like a janky collar.
Wait, what? Whoa! I missed that completely. That's what you were talking. Holy, yeah, that's awful. It's like he's putting on body armor that makes him look muscular.
Yeah, and it didn't stop with the monstrous sized cup he's got on there is also quite.
I said this about it. Like, there's that famous Liefeld picture with the ginormous chest. This is like the traps version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna apologize real quick. I've been neglecting the chat, but it's one man show as far as who can do that, and it's kind of hard to.
Yeah.
I'll try to be better at calling it out.
Yeah, I have not been trusted with the keys or the buttons or anything, which is probably not wrong. So
Jedi's hated the Toy Biz Toys. Last figure I got was Blade, and was mad that not only he couldn't hold his weapons but couldn't ride the bike either it came with. Yeah, see.
So I've got that whenever I've got that Armada, and I'll just share a screen whenever you're ready.
Go for
it. Did you send it to me?
Oh no, I can send it to you. I was just going to share a screen real quick since it was just a one and done. You go with that?
Well, if it's because I see the thing in the chat, I'll just pull it up right now. Just give me 1 sec. This thing?
Yeah.
No. That's for later. All right.
You have something that looks dumber?
All right, hold on. This is what I was talking about. Pull that down.
Hang on. Yeah.
All right. Share screen. And nope, not what I wanted. Anyway. All right, can y'all
tell me when to share?
All right. Are you seeing my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So this is that
Yes.
scavenger.
Yep.
So
okay.
Yeah, so he swivels at the waist. He's got, shoulder and elbow, the upper body's more or less okay. But yeah, from the waist down, it's just a brick, and he's got, would you say that's knee tilt? Scott?
This is 2002, and it basically had no better articulation than a G1 transformer.
Yeah, like this, the two sections where my cursor is, they moved up and down to quote unquote give him the illusion of walking. But if you look under what would be his right foot, you can see that wheel on the back is what's stabilizing him back there. So he's essentially standing on a wheel.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, for a character that was very dynamic in the show, and like a big character in the show too. I feel like they could have done better with that. Yeah. Basically, he was built like an auto trooper. Exactly, Jedi.
Now this is just for reference to the toy.
Yeah, so that is canon. Megatron being a hand is canon. Introduced to us in Robots in Disguise, which preceded Armada. Yep. Introduced in the very first episode, within the very first couple of minutes of Megatron's appearance, when he comes barreling through a building. What is on his bottom? That would be his thumb. So what you're looking at here is the purple are his fingers and the black is the thumb. 4 in the purple, 1 in the stink, I guess. But yeah, Megatron being a gun. Now, it was cool in the aspect of, like, if you were a kid, I could see, like, oh, this thing can transform into, like, 6 different things. And they didn't do really any of them all that well. I think the dragon was probably the best, but even then. But yeah, I don't know who thought. And again, I know this came prepackaged, ready to go from Japan, so that they could get it out there. The toys and stuff were done. That way, they gave them time to work on the next thing, which was Armada. So I get that. It gets us, vehicles back. It's still got that bleed over from Beast Wars, Beast Machines, toy line with the Predacons, and then you're introducing the Decepticons. So you had like the G1, Combaticons, and Scourge. But then, then there's this, and I don't even know what to say of this. Of like, let's make it a hand mode. That'd be cool.
It makes all the sense in the world when you understand Robots in Disguise was developed in Japan for a Japanese audience, and then they just ported it over.
Then it shouldn't be fingers; it should be tentacles.
Well done.
You're welcome. Yeah, you can pull up the blue and red guy, Ironhide. You did the first time there.
Oh, I got rid of it.
How dare you? So I'll talk about that one real quick. Okay. If you can't, no worries. But I'll talk. Okay, I'll go ahead and start talking about what we got. So this guy right here, again, this is it hurts for the gimmick going back with you, Scott, because when this guy because like with these, what you could do is you can combine two of them. You can see there where his hips split.
Mm-hmm. Energon.
Yep. So you can combine two figures into one figure, and okay, cool. I'm not sure why we need to do that, but all right. And then, like you can see on this guy's gimmick, he's got a speaker up top, and he's got his little missile launcher there. But the main thing is it was just so big and bulky and just didn't need to be. And then just look at the head. When you transformed him into vehicle mode, his head just sat behind those headlights that are on his knees.
Yeah.
And that the whole top of his head's just sitting there at the top of the car, just kind of looking around. It's just they sacrificed a lot for that for it to look doofy.
The funny thing is that they seem to have largely fixed because you're to the point, like this is similar to Armada in the fact that Energon had a lot of compromises in order to support the gimmick of combination that they had in Energon. Yeah. But Cybertron took the gimmick and actually I don't really recall too many toys, maybe one or two in the Cybertron line that kind of compromised too much for the gimmick. But otherwise, every one of them had the cyber key that hooked up, gave them an extra power, something flipped out or whatever, but it didn't harm the toys. It was a Demolisher in Cybertron. It was freaking those big huge turbines that came forward for guns. That was cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. And to answer Augie's question, the crotch thrust pose, that is Realmhattan After Dark. And we're all too sober for that right now.
I started, but I ran out of Angel's Envy.
Dust. Oh. So, yeah, that's all I got to say on this one.
Yeah. No. 100% accurate. Trash. Wow.
Now, I enjoy a good GoBot. But this deals more with a naming than a design issue, per se. All but right. Screwhead. I'm like, could we not done better?
I mean, it's accurate.
It's a very Masters of the Universe inspired name.
Don't compare him to Bo. Don't you dare compare Screwhead to Bo.
We're gonna get to Masters of the Universe.
I'm thinking people like Trapjaw.
But
Mechanic.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. The last
many faces.
The last comment there.
I wonder what his gimmick was.
Well, he likes to act and perform.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I like
an actual statement.
Yeah, I like this toy. This toy was cool, but I just think, look at that. And number one, and look how it's animated. It's just doofy.
Real dope.
That's what I said. That's what I said. I like it.
All right.
It's what the dildo is based off of. Every day, I think we're heading that direction a little bit more. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on this guy.
I mean,
And he look how unhappy he looks on top of it. And this one is not as bad, but
I,
dive,
dive.
dive.
That was his name.
Yep,
Dive.
dive
that's
Okay,
dive.
pretty terrible.
it's a
Uh,
terrible name, but design is actually not
no,
horrible
I've got this
for it
toy.
being
I
a
think it's kind of cool.
1983, 84 design.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean, go them for doing a sub. You know,
yeah. It like when I thought of, like when I was thinking about this, when I was pulling pictures for this name, I was like I saw, I was like dive. It reminded me of oh, what was it? It was on Nerd Rage. Bobby was talking about one of his friends, and uh I can't remember the friend's name now, but let's just say it's um Mark, and his name's like, they just call him Marmar, right? And so he was introducing him to his friend named Lamar, and he's like, Marmar, Lamar, kind of thing. And that's what made me think of this. I'm like, freaking dive. I'm like, what the hell, man? I mean, come up with a better name. And there's a gray version of him too, which I think is also the same name.
is
But
there a toy line that had Submariner?
I
Submariners,
yeah, I was gonna say it's
Marvel
probably spelled the
character.
same, Submariner. Yeah,
There you go.
so I guess
The
Seaman
name
was
was
good.
already taken, so they
Yeah,
couldn't.
so couldn't do Submariner, couldn't do Seaman or anything.
And get many of them. A few of them, you could have seamen.
In the Navy, you can sail the seven seas. But yeah, this toy is actually pretty cool.
Oh.
All right. So if you all saw the animation when they released this figure or they announced this figure or whatever, and he's running, the dude looks like the Blob trying to run, right? And this goes to just like how just like I know combiners are essentially triple changers, and we all know with triple changers, one mode is going to get sacrificed, right? The mode that they focus is most on, which I think if anyone that's in on this line, which I mean, it is me. I've got this figure. The mode that they're worried about, the mode that they're pushing, is going to be for combine mode.
For that guy that got this figure, by the way, I'm that guy.
Oh, me too.
No, I'm just kidding. I was mimicking you.
But I just think I think it looks doofy and dumpy, and it looks,
I'm just interested in the crotch pocket there.
You got to keep your keys somewhere. But I mean, there's like, again, I know they're trying to save money and they want to keep costs down, but they made this guy so big and bulky and just dumpy looking. Look at these forearms. Look at his upper shoulders. Look at the entirety of nearly of his leg.
Yeah,
I don't like anything about this.
Like, I haven't done mainline for a long time for exactly these reasons.
I mean, a lot of people are just going to jam this together and make a Devastator.
Yeah, and that's what.
And I think the Devastator looks all right for the most part.
Yeah,
I think he's very wide, like he's top heavy rather. But it's not the worst looking thing. But this is, yeah, this does not look good. I don't like the legs. I don't like the proportions. I mean, that's a little tougher to see. Like if he was standing at attention in the picture, like, man, it looks terrible.
Let's put it this way: I think you can do better for Chug Thuggin.
You could,
yeah,
you definitely could.
But yeah, there's so many daggone gaps in this thing. It's not even. It's as bad as their first Combiner Wars figures, I feel like, and those were just clearly only meant to be kept in combine mode.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I was talking about it before, but the He-Man line, the Masters of the Universe line. I know that we got a lot of fans in here for that line, but to me, it was kind of one of the most lazy lines from a design aspect because literally, like every figure looked the same, like from the body perspective, with the exception of the females, obviously, but so it was just so repetitive. And yeah, you get stuck at slap a different color on there and then slap a different gimmick on it and call it something else, but it's still the same buck.
Yeah. Well, and they're even doing it in the same They're doing it now. What was it last week? Merman and somebody else. Stinkor.
Yeah.
It's the same figure. It's just the way
Well,
it's painted.
Merman, a green body, remolded head.
depends on the design too for the merman,
No,
as far as at least the head goes.
the Revelations.
Yes.
Like I'm like
Yeah. In the
I didn't even
Masterverse.
realize that. But
Yeah, I don't care for some of that. I think it works better in like the vintage line and the origins line, but when you get into the Masterverse, it is nice that while they do share a lot of the like the torso and like the limbs are kind of the same, they do a lot of remolded parts. They do a lot of new hands and forearms and things, and they're definitely taking care of you one way or the other in the Masterverse. Like they're doing a much better job of disguising
mhm,
what
yeah,
the literal origins of this line are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and before the show, we had discussed like GI Joe line. They do a very good job of disguising the fact that there's X amount of bodies, arms, and legs, and they just kind of mix and match. There's a lot of shared pieces, but because you know how to play around with color palettes and create new overlays, you're not recycling the heads like you did with like the original 13 kind of thing. Um, nothing stands out like that. Like you might notice, but it's not it's not like a big issue.
Yeah.
So like that's where like, where we're crapping on things the whole time. Like sometimes they're doing it right.
yeah.
Part reuse is not a bad thing. Like Marvel Legends, there's another situation of a mixed bag. Sometimes you see it right away, and they're really shoehorning something, and then other times they made a unique mold, and when they do that, it always stands out, greatly against the rest of it.
Yeah, and I sent a pic in the RHP show chat, Gord, if you want to pull that up, so what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And even Transformers had their bout with plentiful repaints of the same figure. Which was boring and lazy, and
your Seekers, your Datsuns.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking like between
Oh.
maybe 2008 and 2015, 16. There's a lot in the Generations line that were just repaint upon repaint upon repaint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Fishman and Skunk.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like. Don't get me wrong. I think they did an awesome job of the paint because I didn't even notice until it was pointed out to me.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Yeah. And that's also my like that particular design, like my least favorite for a merman. I like the one with like the more yellow scaly look on the face, like the Lords of Power design.
And isn't that just Man at Arms chest armor?
No.
No. It looks like the Mechanex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it. Definitely not Man at Arms.
Well, I know he had something that come up in front of his mouth.
Yeah.
Right,
like,
and then
hold on, real quick.
I don't know, Just G. They look like brothers from the same mother to me.
See the little.
Yeah, that you got it literally right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because remember I extended the whole neck.
But there's also the difference of you have something, say it's cast in effectively a solid color. There might be like a red trim on the front there, but that one has more paint, makes it look pretty different.
Yeah, like that's all orange. Yeah, this is red.
Like the whole side of the body is the silver.
Oh.
Like
So
really
do you have in your collection a toy that you know is trash?
I'm
from a
sure
design aspect, but you have it anyway because it's got some kind of sentiment.
You know what? If I was to buy this one, maybe.
Yeah, there's certain things that are not meant to go together, and Zoids and Transformers is just not,
Yeah.
I think there's potential for the two, but not this.
It looks like you bought, like you took an Optimus Prime, you threw it on the ground, you ran over with the car, you grabbed a Zoid, decided, well, let me break this too, and then just glue it all together and see what I get.
Yeah.
And that's what they're trying to sell you.
Yeah. 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 And we saw BPTS, it's $4 bills.
And that's what made me put this thing Like I didn't like. I think it looked interesting at best, but realistically, like that chest plate, the head on the chest is just way too bulky. You know. Um, but and then I saw the price of that thing. I'm like, you out of your damn mind. I mean, I'm not, I don't know what person and I know there's going to be people out there because obviously they've done they've done enough research for them to say yes, we think there's enough people who are going to buy this thing that let's produce it. But you're out of your damn mind for that much money.
I think that's part of that is tariffs, for sure.
I don't care. I do not
no,
care.
I hear you. I hear you.
If pre-tariff, it was. All right, what do you think would be an appropriate price for that?
Well, see, they're also
BB.
crossing over Diaclone, and Diaclone does, and I'm sure that is probably more palatable for a Diaclone fan than it is for a Transformers fan.
Oh, I mean,
just
looking in the chat, I feel like that's not a bad answer, though.
What?
Aesthetics aside.
What are you talking about?
For the Zoid Prime.
Oh, at $200?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's what I was gonna say. Is because that's right around the spot where a lot of those size Diaclones retail for pre-tariff. So, yeah.
Now I hijacked your question there, Scott. Did you want to lead off there with?
No, I wasn't thinking of anything in my collection.
Okay.
It just seemed to be because we all have that thing, right? We all have that thing that like we know is ugly, but it's we love it because of X.
I mean, without putting too much thought into it, I have a lot of G2 Transformers, so
that's fair.
I'm sure the answer is before me back there.
Yeah, a lot of those are ugly, just sitting there because of the colors.
I can see them all very sharply from here.
Yeah. I'm not sure why those stand out at all.
Let's see. Just looking around. Go ahead.
No, I think I think probably I don't really think I have something in my collection except for maybe the Kong Toys Predaking, because most people think that's ugly and overly busy, but to me it's like it's a great masterpiece, Predaking. So, but I know a lot of people didn't like it. So,
you said the Kang Toys?
Yeah, Kang Toys Predaking.
Yeah, I like mine. My fingers killed me after I put it in combine mode. The only issue I've had and am having with it is it's at the point now, like with the wings on the back, it's starting to pull, like the weight of it's just gotten to the point to where it's pulling things down. And even when I push it back together, it'll stay for a day.
Yeah, I don't have too much of a problem with that.
So
mine remains erect.
Oh, poor he's probably having a stroke right now.
This is what happens when you don't show up.
I just did a once over real quick around the room. I was looking. I was like, dude, do I have an actual real answer for this? I was like, oh no, it actually, unfortunately, it might be the G2. That was my joke answer though. Yeah. I've whittled my collection down, and it's pretty curated at this point. So I don't really have things that kind of qualify like that anymore.
I know I know a lot of people don't like the movie designs, and I'm all about them. So.
Yeah, like I'm saying with Gore, like what's out and on display, I'm happy with. Because I mean everything like this is what y'all see is just like my homage stuff and my legends, but downstairs is my main Transformer collection, and like it's got G1 stuff, which G1's G1. I mean it is what it is with that, and then it's got like for mainline stuff, it's got like here's the best version of, right? So like, and then as they come and go, I start replacing the pieces. I'm like, okay, this version is now the best version of this. Like this Titans Return Galvatron is out. The Studio Series Galvatron is in. Like that kind of stuff. And then my MP stuff downstairs, which other than when I went into MP, I said, all right, Esteban is like, do you have anything in your collection that's
that is trash,
yeah,
but you love it anyway?
Yeah.
Actually, this works perfectly. This thing was total trash from a design perspective. Look, his fucking head is right there.
Is that its legit head, or is
It's
that
this is legit head.
God damn.
Yeah,
Does
and
it say Megatron attack?
this is from the second movie.
is it?
No, yeah.
Is it official?
Never mind.
Sorry, what were you trying to?
Is it official?
Oh, this
Yeah.
is third party, but
Oh,
this
okay.
is like the best version of this character is out there. And
I was asking
really
if it says Megatron attack.
oh,
Because if it doesn't, then it's definitely worse than my big green tank
it's
Megatron.
dumb.
Yeah, that's stupid. But yeah, my MP stuff. Like I knew I was going to go in just the first season 1 because that's all I had as a kid. Season 1 stuff. Like I didn't like. I knew there was other toys. I knew there was a season 2 that existed. But at my point, the only thing I had access to at the video store was season 1 and the movie. So like when I went in on MP, I knew I'm just doing the first 16 episodes, all those characters, Autobots and Decepticons, and that's it. And then I was gonna start cherry picking stuff. So I got the combiners, and then I got like I really like the figure Obsidian for Beast Machines, so I got him. That kind of stuff. So I've really like if it wasn't in those first 16 episodes, it's everything else. Just I want this, and it's pretty curated on that aspect of it.
That's from the movie, the second movie, live action movie, Augie. It's Megs after they pieced him back together at the bottom of the ocean.
That was after they put a piece of the Allspark into him, which is also the same thing they put him in the last movie that killed him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Man, oh man.
And then on top of that,
stellar writing.
On top of that, remember when they threw him in the ocean, they threw all the other dead Decepticons into the ocean too. But what did they do when they rebuilt him? The little scalpel told sacrifice this one or the live one to give him parts to Megatron. I'm like, all these other dead Decepticons are around him that you can scavenge parts from. So, but yeah, in my totes, there's some trash stuff in my totes.
Okay.
So, Jedi, I don't know. I disagree. Like I didn't care for the whole like I feel like with Beast Machines, if you can highlight Jedi's Beast Machines, yeah. I didn't like. So here's the thing with Beast Machines with me, like locally for me, Beast Machines was airing at the same time as Beast Wars. I did not know that Beast Wars had came, finished, and now we're into Beast Machines. When I first saw Beast Machines, I'm like, look at this. This company is completely ripping off Beast Wars, completely ripping off Transformers. Like I had no clue. I did not care for how they quote unquote transformed. I feel like they more or less morphed than transformed.
I am transformed.
Yeah. But I didn't care for that. But like some of the designs for the toy, like I really enjoyed the Viacons. I thought they were cool. Some of the Autobots, or I'm sorry, the Maximals were cool, but I think the toys were better than what the show was.
Yeah, there were some interesting concepts in Beast Machines, but yeah, it's definitely not one of the favorites for sure.
Yeah, I would have liked a Botanica figure, but that never happened. So,
and the idea that Rhinox went bad, that was
I feel like that's so far fetched. Like I could see Rat Trap kind of going that way,
right?
But not Rhinox. But I guess that was the big shocker. That was the big,
that twist.
The twist.
I don't like that show at all.
Yeah, it was a rough watch. The whole Megatron head in the sky thing.
Well, hey, you know what? We're going to have a show where we can piece Megatron back together. Beast Machines had his head. RID had his hand.
And the new what's the new comics has his arm and gun.
Yeah. So
true.
I need to pick up my issues before BotCon and read them.
I bought the hardcover just because I don't want to be caught out like I was in IDW and not have them and then go chase them down for more money than what they were when they released. So
Yeah, I've just been getting the individual singles from my semi-local comic book shop, but I only go every other month to get them. So, but I did
they're
cancel.
not sold out by that time. Wow.
Well, no, if you get them on a subscription, but they pull them for me. But anyway, I did cancel like the compendium is supposed to come out next week from the G1 Marvel stuff. It's like that thick.
Yeah, dude, that's too big.
Wasn't that a Kickstarter, or are you talking about
No. So they like G.I. Joe did the same thing too. Like it's legit that thick. It's like the first 40 some comics, or I think 40.
Okay.
But it's that thick, and it's length and width. It's the same size as a normal comic. And I got the G.I. Joe ones because I in my mind I saw the number, but I didn't really think about it, But I got the G.I. Joe ones when they were on sale for like $30 because they're normally 60. So I was like, cool, I'll get the G.I. Joe ones, And I didn't realize how friggin' thick that thing was.
Yeah,
but
they make the phone book look small.
Yeah, essentially. But then I did go in on the Kickstarter for the comics, and I was like, well, I don't need this now, so I did cancel that. But I'm looking forward for the read,
Good stuff.
So, anything else for the calls? Anybody?
I'm out.
Well, that's kind of what we were sitting at for tonight. So for y'all that joined us, we appreciate it. Tell your friends, don't tell your friends, whichever. We're just here to hang out, run our mouths, talk shit, and entertain the people that we can. So just
Are you not entertained?
I'm entertained.
Are you not entertained?
Don't make me stand up. So,
well, if you're not entertained, I mean, I'll bring out some balloons. Everybody loves balloons.
Oh, you gotta put your mouth on that to blow it up, right?
If you so desire.
I don't. So, all right. With that being said, next week's show is going to be a hangout. Half of the show is going to be at BotCon, including Scotty here. It's going to be at BotCon in Fort Wayne. We're going to be filling up our cups with Realmth, we hope. The other two people that aren't going are sticks in the mud that do not enjoy fun at all. So, but that's okay. That's okay. We love them anyway. So, I'm not going to do the whole, like, if this is where you can find us in the realm or not. Your choice.
You just did.
Good thing. It's a good thing we're shutting down the show. Otherwise, Willie, we would ban you from the chat for apologizing again. Jesus Christ.
Gort, hit the button.
All right, wait, which button? What do we got?
All the buttons. Nope, it's not that button.
No, not that button? Okay.
No.
Say it with me now. Round.